right, welcome everyone. This is the what is this? What are we doing? No, this is the Patreon bonus video for May 2024. I did this Loki on a stream a few days ago, Sunday I think, and was trying some interesting things with the lighting and the bounce lighting off the horns. It ended up looking really cool, and I was really happy with how it turned out. And I said I'd put it up on Patreon, so here we are. I'm going to walk through this file just so you guys can, kind of understand what's going on with it. If you have questions, of course, tag me on Discord or find me, in the comments here even. That would be fine. All right. Wherever here is, if you're watching this video. All right, so I'm going to turn all the layers off for a second, and I'll show you where this one started. Now, this was actually just a sketch, commission that I grabbed off his Twitter. This was drawn by Guile Sharp, by the way, Guile Sharp. You should definitely follow him. He's a very good artist. I like coloring his stuff. I've done his stuff a few times around here. And then this layer was just a silhouette. I flatted this one myself. And then here's all the base colors. And for this, since I was flatting it myself, I actually went ahead and made the base colors and the flats pretty much the color that I wanted them to be. So there's that. And what else? What is that? Oh, that's just a normal layer that I painted some green on down there. My layering doesn't make sense sometimes. But this layer's doing a lot of work. This is like, oh, the rest of the owl. But no, what this is one hard light layer. It's really just using this color. I do a lot of the traditional, warm lights, cool shadows, and I intentionally wanted to flip that on this one. So, sorry, I'm having to wear glasses. My contacts are screwing up my eyes. It's an old pair of glasses that are crooked. And so anyway, so I did all this in one color and then put a mask on it. Something I've done in lots of files. You look through my old files, you'll see this. And there's 112 PSDs in the folder now. So yeah, you guys have access to lots of old stuff of mine. What was I going to say here? Oh, I want to show you guys a technique here that I have not done myself really yet, but in sitting here and looking at this, I think it might be a fun experiment on this one. So, and you can do this in the file yourself because you have the copy. Instead of this all being one color, okay, and working the mask, either on or off or whatever, let's put a clipping mask on this layer, okay? So new layer, and then clip to layer below, or a clipping mask, or whatever the thing is. And that means that anything we do is going to be contained, of course, to the contents of that layer, which it is clipped to, which is this one, right? So I thought about, what if we just took this opportunity to kind of randomize the shadows, not randomize, but mix the shadows up on this layer with a clipping mask in a way that we can't really screw them up, okay? So I'm gonna start by let's see, what am I doing? Where am I at? Warm. So I'm gonna start by picking the color, which is that color. I want to warm it up, get more toward red, and I'm gonna we'll dab some red on there. I've not tried this at all, even off stream. So if this looks like garbage, then maybe we won't ever do it again. But I like the idea that we don't have to look at any of this stuff to know this is where his horns would reflect if they were reflecting, and what happens if some of this is cooler in spots, and I don't know. I'm curious to see what this looks like. We might have to change the layer mode for sure after I show this, but let's see what happens. Boom. So let's see, this before, this after. So I think this might be an interesting way to sort of Um, make your make your shadows more interesting. I'm gonna blend some of that weird line that I put in right there. But it adds like some textured quality. You know, it adds a little bit of just interesting stuff. And we could try different layer modes. That's overlay. That's hard light. That's add darker color. Yeah, I don't know. There's all sorts of things we could do with this. But anyway, it's just it's an interesting way that you could come in and like make your shadows interesting after the fact. If they were ever, you know, too plain, too simple. Anyway, I'm gonna delete that. And what else? We have this layer, which this is mostly just highlights and reflected light. That was all in this layer. I was kind of doing some painty stuff on this one. So yeah, this is just normal layer, warming up the golds, you know, with some yellows and oranges and that kind of stuff. And then in these places where the gold bounces off itself, getting it really warm. Lots of orange in here. Again, because the light gets trapped in there and it bounces off the orange, off the orange, off the orange, and it gets more and more saturated. So anyway, what is this? Oh, this is where I started the reflected light on his face. So if you think about it, and do go back and watch the stream on this if you haven't, because I did some explanations for once, I think might help. But think about all of these little sections as little cylinders. I'm coloring and lighting the top, you know, of these, and I'm exaggerating some of these curves, you know. But if you think about it this way, just follow the contours of the face. And on a good drawing like this, that's very easy to do. But don't be afraid to like practice drawing like right down the middle. And then think about, well, what if we cut right through his eye? Like, what would the skin do right there? Something like that. But it can help you to see this stuff, you know, in all three dimensions, because there's a lot of changes happening in the elevations on his face across here, and on drawings. Sometimes it's hard to tell. On his, it's not, because his line work is so good. But it's a fun little experiment to come in here and like try to imagine what the shape is doing like at any given point, and it'll help you to develop those senses of, you know, all that. Anyway, I like to do that. So I used to do that when I was a kid for fun, because I'm weird. Anyway. Also, I want to talk a little bit about the lighting on this. I intentionally wanted him, he's looking very shady and sinister because he's Loki. I wanted him to be mostly in shadow. And so that's why I kind of just put this little splash of light along the edge to, in his nose. There's like the light is kind of slicing right through his face right here, you know, right across there, and just catching the edge of that nose as it goes by. So let's see what else we have. Delete that layer. Oh, background light, or just, yeah, cool background light is what I call this. You can see it here, barely. But yeah, I really just picked the background color, made it a little bit brighter, and wrapped it around that side. You know, think about it coming around this way. All of these surfaces would act as, you know, reflectors for what's happening behind him. You know what I mean? As the light is skimming past, you get these little rim light effects, and that's why you see that a lot, because it's a good way to like immediately bring, you know, bring people right into the face. Anyway, so there's that layer, and what's on this layer? Oh, that's cleaning up that little edge. Overlaid on this big orange blob, just to you know, warm up his a little bit more. And then this brightening up the back, but not all of the back. And did a few color holds on this, changing the color of the lines on a clipping mask clip to the inks. And that's it. You know, the one thing that I didn't do any of on this that I normally would, that we can add now, is some kind of special effects, like some like glowing or something. So like you could take like a color dodge and then like over the lines, over everything. Man, color dodge works really well for this. But yeah, this is this to go on top of the lines, make it look a little glowier, a little brighter. Yeah, I definitely should have did this on the drawing to begin with. And if you want a stronger effect, you could do that in like hard light or screen mode. Screen will really it brightens quite a bit, you know. So it just depends on, you know, how bright you want that to get. But yeah, if I feel like we make this brighter, then that reflection being brighter up here kind of makes sense. Anyway, that's that file. Thanks again to Guile for sending this over. Well, actually, he didn't send it over. I just stole this one and told him later. We're friendly like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, if you have questions, please let me know. Find me on Discord. Thanks again for your support. Thank you so much for your support. I am graduating in like 9 days. I'm so happy about getting back on the horse here. So talk to you guys soon.